Hi everyone, today I have one big surprise for you. I tell you one story. It may look like a fairy tale, but it's not. This is a true story. Let's go. Magic of Game Art Production Channel. Mark and Betta come to the royal residence with their two children, David and Marianne. They were given the engagement to run the household of the king and queen and their son, the heir Louis. Mark and Betta did not have the happiest marriage, and Betta often cried because of her nervous husband. But her two children would always put a smile on her face. The queen was a beautiful but very nervous woman, and the king, like any king, was very busy. So Betta's housekeeper often took care of little Prince Louis, but instead of praise she would receive criticism, mainly because Betta brought her children to play with the little prince, and the queen did not like that. The children got along nicely again and played nicely. The little prince even loved to go to their modest home and eat oatmeal with David and Marianne. The children grow up. Prince Louis in particular had common themes with Marianne. They loved to talk, recite songs, and swing with her. David was jealous because those two got along so well, and they didn't really miss him. There was even a conflict between the two of them, which almost left Betta and Mark without a job. Instead of criticizing David for that incident, they attacked Marianne, who was not guilty for anything.
My parents is just so unfair to me.
And all three went to the same school. That school was mostly for rich children with royal titles and descents, but the king decides to enroll both Marianne and David in the same school because it was easier for Prince Louis to always have someone on hand. These rich children were cruel and knew that Marianne and David were not with their origin and wealth, and that their parents are servants. They would often laugh to Marianne for anything she said or did. Marianne cried a lot of tears because of that. She was a great student and lived in a world of books and nature. One day, Louis joined her in that imaginary world. From that day when Louis gave her comfort after mocking the whole class, they become best friends.
Oompa Gazoo, Roga, Info, Arbino. We are Dauba, Yarba.
The queen did not like the fact that Louis and Marianne were inseparably friends, and she regularly scolded him. But now Louis also started defending his girlfriend. The class was still cruel in mockery, but so was Marianne's mother, to whom the queen complained to warn her children not to associate with the prince too much. Although they were forbidden to socialize privately, Louis and Marianne have secret meetings. David knew that, and he was angry, but did not betray them. Few more years passed. Prince and Marianne finished school. Their love went from friendship to a real romantic one. David decided to discover their relationships because he thinks that they had gone too far. Marianne, are you aware that Louis will never be with you? You will just use and marry a girl who is of his status. Do you know that?
Money, title, status. So boring.
David also told his parents what was happening to Marianne and Prince Louis. They also preached furiously. I see that you will humiliate us. And in the end, we will lose our jobs because you. There was also a talking in the royal house. Do you know that your only son is having an affair with a maid? Instead of thinking about college and the future of the royal heir, the man fell in love with the maid. My God, I won't hear about that relationship again. The queen was very angry. Mother, why don't you leave me alone? I'm going to college and I won't talk about it anymore. Prince Louis went to the prestigious Royal College. Nobody knew, but Marianne also managed to get a scholarship for that prestigious university. And they were together again. Now she didn't suit for the wealthy future bride who enrolled in that school only to be noticed by the prince and to enter the royal family. The most precise of all the girls was Catherine. She was really angry when Marianne showed up, and she was determined to ruin the relationship between Prince and Marianne. Marianne was still the victim of ridicule from schoolmates, but it was also her clumsiness that was blamed her from an early age. Everyone laughed. The professor criticized her, and Louis loved her even more. He was her protector and her prince.
What's so funny, guys?
One day at the library, Marianne sat down at the table with Catherine and her friend Mary. The insult started immediately and ended with the school principal. Of course, the principal believed Catherine's arguments about the conflict, and the rich owner of the famous hotel chains, Catherine did everything to get Marianne out of college. Louis was very sad when he saw Marianne away. Don't worry, Louis. I'm going to New York and I'll see if I can get a job in a law firm as an assistant, and I guess I pay for some other college. Why don't you let me help you?
Hearts from the package.
No, Louis.
How romantic, hearts from the package.
I will not say that I'm with you because you are powerful and rich. And when I succeed, then maybe your parents will change their opinion about me. Mary, they will never change their opinions about anything. When the bus drove away, Mary and Louis once again think about everything. At the airport, everything went so slowly and Marianne hated waitings.
Oh, Ebony Polifa. Wano. Ah. Just a Durkum. Blarn. Spisa.
And just when she thought that she might never see Louis again, he stopped the flight and ran into her arms. Love, stop, I can't live without you. I don't want you to go.
Marianne, stop. Don't go. Don't leave me. I can't live without you. Will you marry me, Marianne? Will you be my princess?
Yes, 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 of course. I will be your princess.
I'm so happy now. Marianne is now my princess and my wife.
The beautiful royal wedding and the joy of the whole nation happened that day. Everything was like a fairy tale. Everything was so joyful and romantic. Love was celebrated this day. The people cheered. We have the most beautiful Princess Marianne and the future King Louis. We wish them beautiful children. David still had objections to everything. Mother Beta cried of happiness and the queen frowned wisely. The people were delighted with their princess who came from the common people. Catherine and her father were furious that they failed to with fraud become part of the royal family.
What do you think about this? Are fairy tales possible in real life? Do you believe that the poor little girl can become a princess? Write me about that below in comments. In the meantime, like, subscribe, and push the notification bell, of course. I love you all, you know that. Bye!
Magic of Game Art Production channel.